You're watching NFL Daily, and today's show is presented by Manscaped. If you haven't already gotten started with Manscaped for the holidays, then what the heck are you waiting for? Head on over to manscaped.com/chat where you can save 20% off and get free shipping on the best male grooming products out there. So today's show is we're going to be looking at the updated Mel Kiper big board. If Mel Kiper didn't use Manscaped, this would just be a little board. You know what I'm talking about. So the way that we're going to make this thing work is we're going to go from 1 all the way down to 25, his top 25 overall prospects. And here at number 1, defensive end for the Michigan Wolverines, Aidan Hutchinson. This guy is powerful. He's got awesome moves. And the thing that I love the most about him, relentless pursuit. He absolutely dominated up against the Ohio State offensive line. Dude had like 3 sacks, and he's worked his way up Kiper's big board. Previously at 5, now he's up to 1. Realistically, the last time that Kiper made this board, Hutchinson had 7 sacks. This dude has 14 sacks. You want to know somebody that uses Manscaped? Yeah, Aidan Hutchinson. 58 tackles, 2 forced fumbles. But with Aiden going to 1, that means, well, Kayvon Thibodeaux, he ended up getting bumped down, the Oregon edge rusher. This guy is an elite edge rusher, and I really think when you look at overall upside, it's him, the number 1 ranked high school recruit in 2019. Now, that doesn't always mean everything, right? I mean, we've seen other guys in the past not quite pan out. But the quickness, he's got the bend. Overall, would love the upside of this kid. In 2021, now sure, he's missed a few games, which happened earlier in the season, and Oregon was still able to take down Ohio State. But hey, he had 49 tackles, 7 sacks, 2 forced fumbles, the number 2 player on Mel Kiper's big board. Let's go to number 3 here, Neal, offensive lineman for Alabama. This dude is massive. Like, I'm talking like a humongous human being. Stellar physical traits, and he's realistically, I think, the complete package for what you're looking for in an offensive lineman. He's great against the run. He can also pass block. When you look at some of his numbers here, I mean, imagine a 6'7", 350-pound dude trying to block it. That's just an absolute nightmare. Overall PFF pass grade this season, 81.5. His PFF run grade, 79.4. Now, those were his top 3 players, but the question I have for you is, who's going to be the number 1 pick in the 2022 NFL Draft? If you don't know what Chat Sports is about, we're about interaction and obviously, hopefully, halfway decent content. So scrolling down in the YouTube comments and let me know who's going to be the number 1 overall pick in the 2022 NFL Draft. Coming in here at number 4, I got Kyle Hamilton, and even though he hasn't played since he suffered a right knee injury on October 23rd, you can see that this dude is super versatile, and I'd make the argument, maybe one of the most versatile players in the entire country. Now, the only reason why he's fallen down Kiper's big board is because of these injuries, but in his limited time with the Fighting Irish, 34 tackles this season, 3 interceptions, 4 pass breakups, 6'4", 220 pounds. This dude is a real monster, and he's going to wreck some real people here once the season gets going in the NFL. Coming in at number 5, cornerback Derrick Stingley Jr. His upside is why he's ranked so high. The issue is this. Stingley was unbelievable in 2019 when LSU won the national championship. I'd probably say he was average in 2020, and now you're looking at somebody like you don't necessarily know what you're going to get. He's played in 3 games this season for the Tigers, but he underwent foot surgery in October. If I'm an NFL scout, if I'm an NFL head coach, and I really believe, like, you know what, I got a good room that can build a cornerback, you go out and take this guy. If you don't have confidence, but most NFL coaches and, execs do, then this is somebody that you might want to go ahead and stay away from. Coming in here at number 6 on Kiper's big board, Jamison Williams. He's averaging 21.3 yards per reception. If you want to look for a field stretcher, he can do that. Now, he can also do other things as well, but his ability to track the ball, and one of the really key things for deep threats, which is very underrated, you have to be able to make adjustments while it's in the air, and he's really good at that. He previously was ranked number 11, but due to solid play over the past few weeks, it's gone up. 68 grabs, 1,445 yards, 15 touchdowns for Jameson Williams. He might be the number 1 overall receiver, or It could be this next guy, Drake London, number 7 on the board, wide receiver out of USC. This dude was having a phenomenal season before fracturing his right ankle on October 30th. And I actually really like this because I like versatility. I like athletic players. And usually when a tight end plays basketball, that's all you ever hear. Well, guess what? Drake played basketball for USC in 2019 and 2020. And you can see with that size, 6'5", 210 pounds, 88 catches, over 1,000 yards, and 7 touchdowns. Drake London, this dude is the real deal. Now, today's Mel Kiper Big Board is presented by Manscaped. Remember, Mel Kiper uses Manscaped. That's why it's called a Big Board. If you're trying to get that extra inch, head on over to manscaped.com/chat where you can save 20% off and get free shipping. It's almost the holidays, and I get it. The holidays are an expensive time. Luckily, we can save you some money, we can get some free shipping, and I think the holidays are always about, the gift that can keep on giving. And if you get this for yourself, if your wife gets it for you, it's also going to be the gift that keeps on giving. You know what I'm talking about here. So Manscaped products, they're unbelievable. They are the best male grooming tools. And even though I don't have a picture of it, the product that I want you guys to go out and try is their brand new body wash. I just bought it. It's phenomenal. It smells great. I'm telling you right now, you will not be upset. You're going to be satisfied. So use code CHAT, manscaped.com/chat. Let's go to number 8 here on my board. Linebacker out of Utah, Devin Lloyd. And Lloyd, he can pass rush, he can tackle, and he can cover. Mel Kiper actually said this Lloyd guy reminds him a lot of Devin White. Maybe you've heard of him. He was a former top 5 overall pick. Previously number 8, and he's staying here at number 8. He's got 107 tackles this season, 7 sacks, 1 forced fumble, 4 interceptions. Devin Lloyd is a real baller. Coming in at number 9 is actually maybe one of my favorite players on Mel's big board, David Ojabo. And you want to talk about upside? I'm not really afraid to say that he might have the most upside out of any edge rusher because he really hasn't been playing football for all that long. He spent his youth in Nigeria, Scotland, and he's still learning how to play football. Heck, I watched a thing on him when his parents, it was the very first game they got to watch him play against Ohio State, and he even admits a few times in an interview, like, he's still trying to learn the rules of football. If you go top 10 in the NFL draft and not know sports or not know the NFL, I can't wait to see what you do when you get more playing time underneath your belt. 11 sacks, 35 tackles, 5 forced fumbles, 3 PBUs for David Ojabo, the edge rusher out of Michigan. Now remember, this is the updated version of Mel Kiper's brand new big board. These aren't my rankings. And coming in at number 10, I got Charles Cross. This dude is strong, physical, and really long arms. One of the things that I love, coaches, man, they rave about his work ethic, and it's definitely something that I think is important. You want somebody that can work, come into the NFL, and hopefully, and that's not how they're going to bust. Now, his pass grades, according to PFF, an 84.9 overall grade. His PFF run grade coming in at 87.2. Charles Cross, 6'5", 310 pounds. Now, if you guys are looking for more NFL videos, if you want more NFL draft coverage, all you got to do, hit that big red button that says subscribe and turn on those notifications. If you are a draft buff, then we've been the #1 most watched draft coverage on YouTube for 4 straight years, so just another reason to subscribe. Now, if you're wondering why should I turn on my notifications, not only are you going to get updated, but I want to give some shout-outs to the people that I know have their notifications on, and every time a video drops, they take pride on being one of the very first commenters in the video. So shout-out to Chris Lancaster, Mickey Hughes, Jerry W., RPZD Joker, and JP on Sports. If you want to see your name on a future show, hit that sub, turn on those notifications, and get in the comments ASAP Rocky. Let's go to number 11 here, to Marvin Leal, defensive lineman out of Texas A&M, a versatile defensive lineman who can play, I really think, in any defense at the next level. He plays incredibly hard and is always in the right spot. I really think that's a very important trait to have. Players who just find themselves in the right spot at the right time. He's 6'4", 290 pounds, 58 tackles, 8.5 sacks, 1 forced fumble, and 2 PBUs this season. Let's go to the next guy coming in here, Dean out of Georgia. If you're looking for a leader on defense, this is what you're going to get. Now, I get it. Alabama just torched the Georgia defense, but this is probably one of the best defenses we've seen in college football in quite some time. He can run sideline to sideline, which is a very important trait for linebackers in today's NFL. He's got 61 tackles, 5 sacks, a forced fumble, 2 interceptions, for the 6', 225-pound linebacker. Coming in here at number 13 in Kiper's big board, I got George, and I'm going to try to get at this last name, Karlaftis. I don't know if I got it. One of the best edge rushers in the country. Now, even though his sack numbers are a little bit low, it's because the guy gets double-teamed. No disrespect to the other Purdue edge rushers, defensive linemen. There's not too much NFL talent there. He's got 36 tackles, 4.5 sacks, 2 forced fumbles, 2 PBUs. The 6'4", 275-pound edge rusher out of Purdue finds himself at number 13. One of my favorite prospects, Tyler Lindenbaum, and I really think when you go back and you look at some recent centers that have come out, I really think he's probably one of the best in a very long time. Not only can he pull, he can run, he can pass block. I just don't find many weaknesses in his game. Now, you look at his overall PFF run grade, 96.5. It's why Iowa, I really think, has been able to run as effectively as what they have been. Now, the pass is a little bit lower, but for a center, the pass, I believe, pass blocking is going to be able to come. So, number 15 is another wide receiver out of Ohio State, and he's not going to be the only one on the list. Garrett Wilson, dynamic with the ball in his hands, and he has the speed to be able to break away. He can play on the outside. He started his career off in the slot, but I just think he's going to be more of an outside receiver in the NFL. 6', 190 pounds, 70 grabs this season, 1,058 yards, and 12 touchdowns. Garrett Wilson, number 15 on Mel Kiper's big board. So I want you guys to be the GM here, right? Which player do you want your team to draft in the first round? Seahawks fans, sorry, you don't have a first-round pick. Rams fans, sorry. But, hey, if you want to go ahead and let me know who you guys want your team to draft in round 2, I'm on board for that. But for all y'all other people, which player do you want your team to draft in round 1? Coming in here at number 16, an elite name, Ahmad Gardner, known as Sauce, and I'm trying to get all the sauce on my defense. Gardner has long arms, physical and press coverage, and he's not afraid to tackle. I really think he is an all-around great cornerback. Mel Kiper previously didn't have him ranked, and if you want to talk about a dude who can really boost his draft stock, if this guy plays well up against Alabama, I'm telling you, the stock's going to go up and up. Now, if he struggles, that could be a much different conversation. Hopefully Gardner doesn't let me down. Coming in here at number 17, Johann Dotson. If you're looking for an explosive athlete with next-level acceleration, that's what Dotson brings to the table. Now, he's definitely struggled with some drops in 2019 and 2020, but he does have only 2 drops this season. The other reason that I like him is because he's been working with average at best quarterback play. 91 catches at We Are Penn State, 1,182 yards, 12 touchdowns for the 5'11", 185-pound receiver from Nazareth, PA. I grew up about an hour from there. Let's go to the next guy here on Kiper's big board. Akeem Akwanu, I don't know if I got that right. Let me know if I didn't, Tom. He can play offensive guard, left tackle, but he's been really good at left tackle. Now, some NFL teams, some scouts are going to be like, oh, he's going to play guard because of his short arms, but I've been impressed by what he's done at left tackle. The overall pass blocking grade of 78.3, but his run blocking grade at 93.8 is impressive. Big dude, 6'4", 320 pounds. Another offensive tackle. Let's go to Trevor Penning from Northern Iowa. Penning just absolutely destroys edge rushers at the FCF level. It's almost like watching high school tape at times. He has the upside to be an elite left tackle, and I go back and I look at Spencer Brown, the guy that he played next to right tackle last season. He went in the 3rd round. Penning's a much better overall prospect, 6'7", 332 pounds, and you guys can see kind of right there next to me his PFF pass and PFF run grades. Now, if you guys ever want to hit me up on Instagram, talk to me more about the NFL draft, don't be afraid to slide in my DMs at Mitchell Renz 365. If you want to slide in my DMs, ask me something about Manscaped, don't worry, I won't tell your girl. Coming in here at number 20, the first quarterback, Kenny Pickett. Holy crap. Top-ranked quarterback prospect in a in a weak class. He's an accurate passer who has gotten better every single season. And when I think about Kenny Pickett, I think about like Joe Burrow and the idea of not an elite player, but he got better and better and better. That's kind of what Pickett has done. 67.2% completion percentage, 4,319 yards, 42 touchdowns, 7 interceptions. The quarterback out of Pitt is the number 1 guy here on Kiper's big board in terms of quarterback. But then we got another quarterback coming right here, Desmond Ritter. If you're looking for somebody that can raise his draft stock the most, it's Ritter. If Cincinnati wins a natty, he might go number 1 overall. That's all I'm saying. He's got the arm talent, mobility, to definitely put him in round one conversation. His accuracy scares me a little bit, especially when he's trying to fit it into a tight window, because what I worry about is at the NFL level, he's like, oh, I can make that throw. And then he realizes he doesn't have the arm of Mahomes or Brett Favre, and he throws a pick. He does have 30 touchdowns, 8 picks, 3,190 yards, 65.9% completion percentage. Let's go to number 22, another Ohio State wide receiver, Chris Olave. And I really think that he might be one of the more underrated guys here on Kiper's big board, because this dude just gets open. And in terms of being able to find ways to get open, I really think he's one of the best in the country. He's got great speed. He's improved as a route runner. And in terms of an overall receiver, I think it's Olave. Olave reminds me of Mario. You guys ever play video games? And Mario wasn't the best at anything, but he was really good at a lot of things. That's what Olave reminds me of. 65 catches, almost 1,000 yards, and 13 touchdowns. We got another quarterback coming here on Mel Kiper's big board, Matt Corral. He has the touch, he has accuracy, and he has a good enough arm to play at the next level, no doubt about it. Personally, he's my favorite quarterback in this year's draft. People don't talk about him being mobile because of his ability to throw, but the thing that I absolutely love about this kid, he doesn't turn the ball over a lot, and his pocket awareness. I look for pocket awareness when I look at quarterbacks. Now, in terms of some of these other dudes, he's a little bit smaller, 6 foot, 200 pounds, 20 touchdowns, 4 interceptions. I like that he's going up against the SEC, 68.4% completion percentage for Matt Corral. Now, those are the only 3 quarterbacks on Mel Kiper's big board. So what I want to know from y'all is, who's the top quarterback in the draft class? I know some people are going to say Sam Howell. Probably going to get a few other people to chime in as well. So let me know, maybe Carson Strong. Who is the top quarterback in the 2022 NFL draft class? Coming in here at number 4 is actually somebody that, as I am videotaping this, just kind of declared for the draft not too long ago, Treylon Burks, wide receiver out of Arkansas. Big catch radius. Love to see it. He could play inside and he could play outside. My only concern with Burks, concentration drops. Major issue. I saw one NFL scout compare him to Andre Johnson because of his size and physicality. That's big shoes to fill, but hey, if he can end up doing it, I'll be excited. 66 grabs, 1,104 yards, and 11 touchdowns for Burks. The final player here on Mel Kiper's top 25 prospects big board, Andrew Booth Jr. Quarterbacks, they're just simply not throwing the ball his way this season. Think about this. He's allowed only 1 catch over 20 yards the entire season. That's pretty damn impressive to me. Now, I get it. Clemson's been a major disappointment for Clemson standards, but this kid has shown up. 35 tackles, 3 interceptions, 5 pass breakups for the 6 foot, 200-pound cornerback out of Clemson.